East Asia, a region located to the far east of Europe, has long been shrouded by mist from the perspective of the people in the West. Its various religious beliefs specifically are mysterious for their elusive deities and long history. In this video, I will show you around some great shrines around Eastern Asia and further discuss religious culture in this area, about their past, present and future. Let's take off the masks on the East Asian religions. Let's first start from China, where the East Asian civilization originated. The nation itself, though ruling by the atheistic communists, has de facto preserving a variety of religions, which may somewhat more diverse than many other nations due to its long historical heritage. Aside from Confucianism, which is still controversial for whether it is a religious belief or just a set of philosophical theories, some of the most influential religions in China are Buddhism and Taoism. Buddhism, the largest religion of China, has paramount sphere of influence in this nation. This summer, I went to one of the largest Buddhist shrines in China, Mount Putuo, located near the East China Sea. It is known as the ashram of Avalokitesvara, a Buddhist sculptor who has long been worshipped by many Chinese Buddhists. Nowadays, over 9 million people are visiting the spitted islands for worshipping each year. However, this religion is not a domestic one in China, but a freighted one.
As we all know, that Buddhism is actually derived from Hinduism, and it was originated in India. But nowadays, you can hardly find any believers of Buddhism in India. Instead, you can find millions of believers of Buddhism here in China. And China has now become the center of Buddhism. I think the most interesting fact of Buddhism is that the Buddha himself can be considered as one of the greatest philosophers in human history. Just like Aristotle, just like Plato, those Greek philosophers. And he had his own philosophical theories, and he used those theories to foresee the human development trend. And actually, I think it's pretty precise. And he also precisely predicted the trend of the development of the Buddhism. He said that in the first 500 years after the creation of Buddhism, the religion will flourish, and it will remain the same as it was originally created in India. But after 500 years, until 1,500 years after the creation of Buddhism, the religion will change, just as what have happened on the Buddhism in China. But after 1,500 years, the religion will actually push. I think this prediction is actually very precise, since, as you can see in India, after 500 years of flourishment, Buddhism finally disappeared. And in China, it is flourished, but it has changed a lot by those local religions. And let's see what will happen after 1,500 years after the establishment of the Buddhism. Let's go.
As you can see, Chinese culture has deeply changed even some intrinsic traits of Buddhism, making this Indian religion a Chinese one to accommodate the social environment of this highly populated civilization. Chinese domestic religions are seeming to be less influential today than Buddhism, but they still remain crucial in Chinese culture for their profound historical heritage. Taoism, as an example, is the second most prevalent religious beliefs in China. Remind the word religious belief. It is not used unconsciously, but deliberately. After thousands of years, Taoism has largely changed. Modifications that Chinese history and politics have done to this religion were even larger than changes of Buddhism after its arrival from India.
Taoism is actually very different from Buddhism, since it is a domestic religion which was originated in China, just like Confucianism. And it has temporarily dominated the politics in China proper in Han Dynasty as a tool used by the government or the emperor to rule over its people. But after several insurrections, Taoism has been abandoned, since the emperor thinks they are no longer faithful to them. And nowadays, Taoism is more like a folk belief instead of a religion, and it becomes fragmented instead of centralized. It no longer have any centralized institutions.
This is Won Ta Sin Temple, a famous Taoist shrine in Hong Kong. The temple can be considered as a monumental of hybridization of Taoism with different religions and alienation of Taoist nature from a religion to a folk belief. The temple concomitantly worshipping several sages from various beliefs or religions in China, including Buddha and Confucius. Taoism itself also has a lot of gods and sages, such as Wan Ta Sin and Matchmaker. Most of them are from folk tales. Similarly, Japan, another crucial part of East Asia, also has a religion based on folk tales. Shinto, the national religion of Japan, has a path of development which was like a simple inverse of Taoism. I went to the Minji Jingu shrine to further discover the legendary history of Shinto.
At the very beginning, the Japanese beliefs had been dominated by shamanism, which is a decentralized religion spread throughout the northeastern Asia. And after the invasion of Buddhism to Japan, the shamanism believers have created a new word to describe the domestic religions of Japan, which is called Shinto. So in the past, the generals actually the real ruler of the Japan, and the generals made the emperor their puppet. So they have to establish a national religion to control the thoughts of those citizens. And so they've chosen Buddhism as a tool. After the renovation taking place in the mid-19th century, the Emperor Meiji established Shinto as Japanese national religion to strengthen its authority among the Japanese citizens. After 1945, Americans have cancelled the holy position of Shinto as the national religion of Japan, since Japan has started World War II with the name of this religion. But nowadays, there are still many Japanese believe in this religion, for it has been the national religion of Japan for about several decades.
From stories above, we can see how politics has deeply influenced religious development in Eastern Asia. Politics and history have determined the fate of religions, and the religions in reverse influenced the development of politics and history, just like what have happened in China, Japan, and other parts of the world. When discussing East Asian culture and history, religion should always be put in an important position. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe me and press the like button.